Chuck Todd, there's a lot there.
Well, there is, and I don't know if there was a larger frame, but if you're spending your last hours on the campaign trail and you're just talking about your opponent, you're in deep trouble. Okay, I mean that's obviously that's the words of a candidate that's losing. That's not the words of the candidate's winning.
Look,
but,
I've covered Cornyn for a lot of years in the Senate, right? I mean, in many ways, what you just saw there embodies what we have seen happen to the Republican Party. I mean, that is someone who is part of an establishment who comes across on camera like many of the older guard politicians, and who, I mean, at the top, I wasn't quite sure. He could have been talking about President Trump, but he was not.
It's just such a fascinating, I remember when they recruited him in 2002. And it was because he was, part of the moderate wing, this new sort of conservatives with a compassionate conservatives. And it was out of the sort of the Bush wing of the Republican Party. And he was this sort of, hey, he's not, he's a different type. He's not a religious-based Republican. He's a little more of a businessman Republican. And it's just been to watch, he is the definition of his party left him. Right? He has not really changed, but the party in Texas has changed. Tim Paxton, Dan Patrick, Greg Abbott, these were not the Republicans he came into office.
I don't know what this means that I'll support the ticket, but I'll tell you what, those words and many others will live on if the Tallarico campaign is at all alert. And I'm sure Cornyn is aware of that.
Right, don't take my word for it. Take John Cornyn's word for it, right?
Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, well, this is what happened to Senate Republicans a number of times over the last 20 years, which is they get behind the 8 ball on the nomination and therefore put the seat at risk in the fall. The first time this happened was the Tea Party revolution. That happened.
The witch. She's not a witch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which then cost, so you can count.
Christina O'Donnell, Delaware
Senator Mike Castle.
Just to translate Chuck Todd, for those of you who don't follow every
Senator Mike Castle, Senator, I can't remember the name of the woman who should have
You've got about a dozen over the last 20 years that would be firmly Republican seats, but they lost because of errors in the nomination process. Texas is going to be a problem. It's going to be an expensive problem. What you saw here is a man uncomfortable with his closing message of his campaign. He's a good man. John Cornyn is a good man, a high-quality senator, thoughtful leader, and the times, the pugilism of these times, are not fitting with a man like that cut.
But there is a class of Republican in Texas who are there is a Cornyn Republican there. It may not be a very large contingent, and the question is, what do they do now?
Yeah.
Last word.
Well, look, the Democrats have a huge opportunity here. This is a chance across the country. You've got independents. You have voters who came over to Trump in 2024 who are frustrated with what they're seeing, and somebody like Ken Paxton having their hands been laid on by Trump, sort of being anointed by Trump as yet another sort of representative of the Trump Republican Party. That's a huge opportunity for Democrats. Whether they can pull it off, the demographics in Texas are tough. But there's huge opportunity here for them.
All right. On that note, we'll be right back.